Good morning. It's March the 20th, 2019. Today is Wednesday. Rumor has it that Bitcoin has booked the Falcon Heavy for a launch to $6,100. This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. You can pause the video to read our disclaimer or click on the link in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to start backwards. We're going to start off looking at an overall study of the cryptocurrencies. Then we're going to move to the group of Ethereum, Litecoin, Stellar, and Bitcoin. Then we're going to go into Bitcoin and make the case for Bitcoin jumping to $6,100 pretty darn quickly and shocking the crowds. I'm pretty surprised to see all of the bearish estimations in the markets. And right now, here's what we're seeing in our bull-bear study. Over the last couple months, we've been doing a steady review of all of the cryptocurrencies on Poloniex, pretty much every day, going through and grading them against our trading plan, which is a trend reversal trading plan. And as we go through the study, we can see that now things are turning yellow and green, which is all of our warnings or alerts and our buy signals telling us that the market is turning bullish. So when we see the study here and we average the whole market, we can see that we were bearish a month and a half ago, but we've been steady, bullish, and all of the bearish indicators are sliding off. We're watching closely every day to see when that might top out, and we'll see it in our chart here as things go on average. Stepping backwards now to take a look at what happened just overnight with Ethereum and Litecoin and a little bit with Bitcoin. Prices pushed down, but they were rejected again and prices have bounced up. So many people are pointing to these as top formations here, and they really could be. The truth is your risk control rules that you use before you set up your trading plan are more important than your trading plan itself. So you can make mistakes if you have a good risk control rule plan. Now, from this view, let's step back to take a look at Bitcoin. And what I've got here is the weekly view, and we're looking at the RSI. Yesterday, we were looking at the fact that this is the most oversold the RSI has been since the last time the charts did this. The last time we came down from a parabolic move and bottomed, that's the last time. And from there, for the next year, prices went, the RSI was on an uptrend as prices moved up. So this took quite a while for that RSI to finally peak and start to pull back. And this is where we are right now with this RSI at those super oversold levels and on its way up. So this is giving indicator that there is pressure underneath this formation to the upside and not a divergence to the downside. Now, if we get in here, no, I still don't see a divergence to the downside on this long-term view. Going over to the on-balance volume, we can see that just over the history of the market, on balance, it's been buying and maybe some institutional selling to drive prices down. But overall, the people who bought are still holding. This market is not switching hands and people are bailing. This is not what this chart shows over the long term. And now we've switched back to positive after a really important downtrend. One of the most important for me, though, is this MACD indicator, the moving average acceleration deceleration on the weekly chart here. This crossover, if I zoom this out, is really key, and the momentum showing here is fantastic. One of the reasons that I am looking at 6,100 as a move is because of the lack of anything in between these prices for support and resistance all the way along through the history. So once we crack these levels, there's like very little action in between. It happened in 2 weeks, 3 weeks last time when prices broke above this. It was a 1 week move, whoosh, through these levels. And we'll do the same thing again if we come into these levels. When we come into these levels, it's going to do the same type of straight whoosh up like this as it comes to these levels. Then we've got all sorts of stuff to be going through. It's going to take a while before we poke up above those levels. But getting there is going to be a quick test. It's going to be an eye-opener. Now, let's zoom in on these before we finish up the show here. Go to the 3-month view, and we're looking at the RSI. And what I'm looking for is a divergence right here. Are we seeing the divergence that is going to tell us that this trend line is going to kick in and we're going to see a breach hard and fast? It'll tell us beforehand in the RSI, and I'm just not seeing a divergence strong enough across here to say that it is failing. I just don't see it. In fact, I see RSI concurring, and should the RSI show more strength as this is going, we are on the rocket already. We're on the rocket already as this is building up here. I just don't see enough of a divergence. Let me clear this off again. There is a divergence here. Is this strong enough to turn the ship as we are starting to take off here? Is it? We'll see by tomorrow. We'll see in the next couple days. It's running out of time to keep messing around here. As we zoom in more, I'm still not seeing any major dump side divergence. So zooming in now using the on balance volume, looking to see where is on balance. It's still strong. It's still picking up. We do need to see more before I think it's going to be going. This has got to pick up more still. There's got to be some more ticks to the upside, but it's really close to where we were looking for it yesterday. That volume has picked up on the positive side, very close to where we were wanting it. Really great. So another tick to the upside here, and really there's nothing stopping it. We've seen as we're getting closer and closer, it's not showing big wads of dumping that are just being held up. This is not showing dumping going on here at all. There's some selling, but overall there's buying going on. So I just don't see the headlines of a big dump coming in. This is not showing me that we've got an ascending wedge triangle. Let's draw this out. We've got a flat top here and an ascending bottom. Didn't we have a flat bottom here and a descending top? Aren't these like opposite to each other? Isn't this the north and the south pole? Shouldn't we see something moving up here? I'm thinking. So the more I go through this, the more I'm convincing myself. So here we got the, still we've got a positive divergence on the acceleration, deceleration. As we zoom in, clear the stuff off. We were pointing this out yesterday. The stage built up, and a stage, while we're seeing ascending power here, still bullish to me, and we'll continue to monitor it day by day to see if there's something drastic happens here and I'm completely wrong. My risk control rules will kick in and it'll save my bacon again and again and again. But so far, I'm just not seeing that down to the downside. So I'm in for a big lesson, or I'm in for a big confirmation in my own trading here. I'm interested to hear your thoughts about what is going on in these markets. Are we just about to see something historical and a huge move to the upside, or am I missing something and there's going to be a big correction coming down? Keen to hear your replies. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your following along. Let's finish up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao for now.